come to UNN. Go somewhere else.
See, I'm not advising you to go. Where did they want
Yeah, one day, one of my friends was like, "Mom, I said we're doing this." I don't want to mention the cost. So I cannot drag me.
I don't know.
If you're not really certificate, you should be certificate. Nigerian healthcare system is. But I feel like in this country, it's the same thing as UK. Why are you going anywhere? Who wants to be a foreigner like another person?
Of course.
So,
I'm done with school and
I'm still very bad. Hey guys, I'm Tony and this is Tony's World. On today's episode of Living with Tony, I have here newly inducted nurses of the University of Nigeria, Enugu campus. And these nurses have not only survived the medical school, but also thrived in their aspect of education. So if you are a first-time viewer, please do well to subscribe to my channel, like the video, do share the video as it might be a great help to nursing aspirants. Here with me is Nurse Jane, Nurse Oge, and Nurse Chagozie.
Hi guys, my name is Oge. I'm a newly inducted nurse, RN. I am also a social media manager, just like a side hustle.
Hi guys, my name is Chagozie Afunike. I am a newly inducted nurse as well, and I'm the creative director behind First Class Hairs. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Christopher Janet. I'm also a newly inducted nurse from the University of Nigeria in Enugu campus. Aside to nursing, I'm also a hairstylist.
What a unique personalities you have here. Congratulations on your induction.
Thank you.
So today we'll be discussing everything from resource, effort, stress, relationship, both student to student, cordial relationship with lecturers, and also the bold topic of Zapa. So guys, let's start with your journey through university education, starting from the day you gained admission to the last day. That's your induction day.
Okay, hi guys. Where do I even start from? My admission journey was something else because I took jam for about 5 times.
5 times.
I swear, the experience was terrible. I kept writing and writing. I finished secondary school very early. I didn't do my SS2 and SS3, so I started writing jam. I started writing these exams very early. Then I tried out so many schools. I went to UTM in Ben. I went to UTM in Futo. I went to UTM in. So eventually I got admission into Yamatech. Then, well, what I was doing in Yamatech was only what I wanted to do. Then I was still writing while in Yamatech. So I did SLT for 2 years in Yamatech. Then applied for UNN, and as God will have it, I got the admission. While I was still writing my final, I was still doing my projects in Yamatech,
Wow.
and I got UNN. It was a very, very big thing of joy for me and my family. Then I got UNN to study nursing. So the whole journey, I would not even lie, it was stressful. See, I will not advise anybody to watch me. I feel like the hype is too much.
Overrated.
The school is overrated because most of the things I heard about the school and all the opportunities and all of that, I came there and I saw something different. I remember in my year 1, I hated computer classes. Jesus. Vet med. You are a UNN student. The experience in vet med. Because I don't understand why a hall as small as that is accommodating over 1,000 students. And if you don't come early, people come as early as 7 a.m. for a 8 a.m. class, and they will book seats. And oh my God, you come there, you stand, and most times you don't hear what lecturer. There's no PA system. You can't even hear the lecturer. So all of that. I don't learn in that kind of environment. So after my year 1, we crossed over to UNN. Enugu. And I got accustomed to the system and just kept pushing through, just kept pushing through. That's all I can say. So finally we are done and visit life. As it is and as it comes.
Thank you very much, Nurse. Okay, you don't pass through a lot just for this nursing degree. God. Okay, let's hear from Nurse Janet.
Hi guys. Okay, my nursing journey started after the first time I wrote JAMB. I wanted a different course and I had a really high JAMB score, but I didn't get it. I was depressed. I was depressed, honestly. Then the second time I wrote JAMB, before I registered for JAMB, my mom advised I should switch to nursing. And I applied for JAMB lesson as God would have it, I had exact same score as I did in my previous JAMB, which was also high. And then I got admission. So then, after then, I prepared and I came to school. That was the first time I was leaving home. So, the whole freedom, to do things the way I liked. I'm actually a very, very serious student. I cannot even miss class for anything. Like, I think they have different experiences. I'm always in that vector. My notes are always complete. Everything. Wow. If you want up to this something, they always say, okay, come and meet Christopher Janet. Then after that, my results in first year was really good. Like I had a very nice GPA. Then we moved over to UNN. And we've been doing well. The 400 level was like the toughest aspect of my nursing education. Wow. We were writing back-to-back exams, back-to-back posting, and we did well. RN, then final year projects. Almost 4 paperwork, project, seminar, guidance and counseling paperwork, management paperwork. But we still pulled through and we are all in God page.
Wow. But since you're the VGS,
She's our VGS.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I will not take credit.
Wow.
She's our VGS.
Wow. Thank God. And at the end of the day, the cost will pay.
Yes.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's hear from Shadows Day.
Okay. Well, the story is long, but we'll try to make it short. Coming to the University of Nigeria was really a crazy something for me because actually it wasn't that crazy. It was just one day I was already admitted to Unilag, and one day one of my friends was like, "Oh, I do like say we'll change this." At the last time I was studying botany, that's plant science. So one of my friends just sat there one day, we were just randomly gisting. The girl said, I still go change talk. I was not yes. I said, yes, so I still go change, And then we applied for direct entry because we're already students of Unilag. We applied for direct entry, and that's what we have it. I got into nursing as a direct entry student. So unfortunately, I was meant to start second year because I'm a direct entry student, but the department said no, that I should start from first year, I should go back to first year and everything. So that period of going back to first year was not really a very happy part of the journey because the whole thing that happened in Unilag already was not really a good start. So I was not interested in school. Let's be honest. At that point, I was not really interested in school anymore. I was just like, okay, let's get it. So that's how it was. The whole vet thing, I don't used to be there. Sometimes I didn't come for classes, but most of the time it was too far. Come on, this was too far. So sometimes I don't bother myself. Anytime I reach, I don't have notes as well. Anything I was So I didn't really take first year as seriously as I should. Do I regret it? Not really. And I come to second year. The vibe was just the vibe, That's how it was. Hustling with both school and business. I kind of found a way to balance it, but at the end of the day, thank God We made it to this point that we are.
Nice.
Thank you.
Wow, that's a very nice one. Having passed through the walls of the university, I can attest to most of the things people say here. From the vet med thing, almost could not use the last year, but congratulations once more.
Thank you.
Yeah. Nurse Jane. Okay, let's talk to you now. Having passed through these years of studies and all that, owing to the fact that the country is hard and there is limited resources, how were you able to cope with the study and everything? Me, I don't say people in this school, money they reach, they reach, but last, you were able to cope. How did you do this? Can you share your experience with us?
First of all, the game is the game. I had supportive parents. Even with how everything was hard, my parents were always there for me. Then my cousins, my male cousins especially, they were always looking out for me.
Wow.
Sending me money. I usually bill anybody I can bill. I cannot even share the shameless. Then I also had supportive friends. Like maybe some days I'm going to help out. I get the animals. I keep myself occupied. Like that. I think the key for me was having supportive parents, having supportive extended relatives. Then God, the God factor is very, very important. Thank you.
School is not easy, but the only consolation here is that school is not scam. Or not so good. Do you think of that right?
School is not scam. If you don't go to school, you won't know how important school is. I feel like the system we have in Nigeria, you should just have a certificate. Even if you later end up pursuing. But there are some opportunities you actually miss out on if you don't have the certificate. So school is not scam. School is not scam. But I agree that it doesn't really hold as much weight as it used to do.
That's nice.
Like soon as come.
I'm serious. Forget all this Nigerian mentality that just have the certificate, just do that. That money that you'd have used and grow business, you gotta put inside school just for paper. Because it actually depends on the course you study. Like now, when you go to all these medical courses or law courses, you know that okay, you can actually leave the country with this. Even in the country, you can be something with this, certificate. But I don't want to mention a course. Should I even correctly?
I know the course.
Tell me why you will spend all that money going to school, 4 years, going to school, and you will not come out with. so please forget all this Nigerian mentality that they are saying. You go to school and have the certificate. When you finish have the certificate, what will happen? That's the question. Do you want to work in a bank? Where do you want to work? Ask yourself that question, because most of the time getting jobs in this country is not easy, and at the end of the day people end up being self-employed. So let's be honest with ourselves from start. If you don't want to go to school, that's okay, because we have a long span of life to live, I feel like that money that you have used to be hustling school, hustling admission, pay 40k, pay 50k, pay 80k, pay, you use all that money, start a business. Yes, start a business. Probably even if you fail at that business, it doesn't matter. Gain the experience before you now think, oh, I want to come and start studying,
Sorry, but can
do other things.
I say something?
Yeah, sorry. There are other things that you could. It's just outside the country, you see people doing all. Then they're out of school.
Aside college.
Yeah, they don't even think of college first. They go out, do other things, learn this one, learn this one. When you fail at those things, then you now come and go to school. What is it?
I just wanted to add this. There's a balance to this thing. Like, if you listen to what she just said, towards the end of what she said, if what I would advise upcoming, like anybody coming up now, like have a skill. Like that's for me now. That's years I spent just writing the exams and all those things. If I learned a particular skill and invested in something, I can anytime I decide to come back to school, I would
Yes.
still do very well.
Yeah, exactly.
I will later end up now footing my gaze, and it will have made life so much easier.
Yeah.
So if you have the opportunity, instead of all that rush, I mean, you say 16-year-old, you want to go to university, you want to go to university, and you're still very young. And their parents are actually the ones pushing them.
them.
14-year-old, 15-year-old to university. I think that we'll come to that. We'll come to that particular discussion. But there's a balance. If you can learn one or two things while
Before thinking of school.
yeah, before you enter the university. Because our university hard.
Invest in our money.
Me, I
University,
feel like the fault is on the part of our Nigerian parents, because from my personal experience, after my secondary school, I wanted to learn a skill, but my parents didn't allow that. But I don't know, Sha, maybe it's exposure, because at this point of their life, they are regretting that decision they made back then. Well, I don't know, but you really will learn a skill.
And I
Yes,
guess
let's
like Nigerian parents should have this mindset shifts that school is not the ultimate.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's not
exactly.
really certificates, it should be certificates. You should
Exactly.
have a skill. You should have a skill because it's going to help you. Like you end up avoiding so many things. Like most of the people in school that you end up, maybe they want to get something for themselves, they climb it, do this thing, they climb it. If they had a skill, they wouldn't even consider that option at all. So
Yes.
getting a skill before entering school is very
And
important.
if you look at it, when you get a skill before entering school, once you're in that your first year, people are already beginning to know you for that thing. And I feel like your popularity for whatever you have,
It's not like a
is
personal
going
brand.
to, yes, it's going to grow with time, Everybody's going to know, oh, this girl does this, oh, this girl sells hair, oh, this, so you already create a certain kind of brand and name for yourself when you're in school, because school is actually good for the connection, for the people.
Yes, that's what-
Yes. So once you enter school, once you've had that skill, it's going to help you to, while you're growing, you're telling people, oh, I do this, I do this, I do this. People are knowing for it. If for the 4 years you stay in university, 5 years you stay in university. So it's going to really help the brand a lot, starting that early, at that early stage.
Well, I don't hear am say school no be scam now. No be only me talk am, school no be scam. But at the end of the day, go learn a skill. So Jane, I don't know. Sorry, it was Jane. Exactly. So I don't know. What's your take on UNN lecturers and staffs? Do you think they are the best?
The best cake.
Why do I feel like we should be dragged to the most?
Okay, I would say they are smart. I think the university board, they did a good job picking out the best out of maybe each set, or hiring smart lecturers. I give it to our lecturers, they're really smart. But when it comes to stressing you, they will show you shaking. They will show you shaking. And I'm saying this thing, I was still chipping my 400 level when I started having this cordial relationship due to project writing. Shout out to my project supervisor. I love that woman. I appreciate everything she does to me. Like when it comes to research, she's a research coordinator, so I give it to her. She's strict, I'll give it to her. She's strict, but she corrects you with love. She's not really correcting you just to maybe lower your self-esteem. She wants you to know it. And she's very patient with you. Like there was this time I was supposed to submit my chapter 5, and she said, no, Jane, you're not supposed to write it like this. But if your references are already right, go and make this correction. I'll still be in school till 5 p.m. Come and meet me, let me sign your project for you. You are doing well. Like, I don't want to mention her name, but kudos to her. She really did a good job. I really appreciate that. So I think that these are my 2 cents about student lecturers. They're really smart, and personally, just for myself, she's good.
Wow. Okay, what are your thoughts?
I would disagree. I didn't really have a good experience with my lecturer. You don't know, man. I juggled school with a lot of side schools and a lot of side activities. So mostly I don't know, I don't have any relationship with any lecturer per se. Then until 400 level when we grouped and shared, I didn't really have a good experience with my supervisor. But I would just like to add these 2 cents. I know that the pressure on our lecturers could be much.
Yeah.
Most times they tend to transfer that aggression to
Yeah.
students. So I would just see it as that maybe the pressure was so much towards the end of towards our final year and all. So I don't really take it to heart, and I'm just glad that I was able to scale through that particular period of life.
Okay, according to your experience, you said you really didn't have a good relationship with lecturers. So at this point, I can say that both resources and manpower were kind of a combination of ups and downs. I don't know, do you think there is anything the university or the Nigerian government can do to a kind of maintain a high standard of university education when it comes to medical students, especially nursing?
Okay, that's a very tricky one. Well, I would start from our course load, because how do we break this down now? I feel like our course load is too choked up, because we now, okay, let me use nursing as a department, as a course for instance. So the courses we did in our first year, second year, I feel like they were not necessary, because I'm not using economics for right now in life. I don't know. I find some of those things, like those extra on them.
I'm wondering why am I doing mathematics?
Annoying part of it is that if you fail these courses, that you feel like you will not cross over. Okay, for us now, they had these measures put in place to just cut down on the number of students. Like there was they applied it when we crossed over. A lot of us were sent back home. They applied it in our 300 level. A lot of us were
sent back home. Do you mean like going back home?
Like taking out of the department.
Yeah.
There's a particular criteria. You pass a number of courses. Then if you're not able to pass at every point in time, you're not able to go like past that, or you have a particular number of carryovers, they'll tell you to leave the department totally. So I feel like all of these measures, I mean, somebody who has already made effort, paid money up to that point, and is trying so hard to meet up with all of these criteria and requirements, should be given an opportunity to actually do that course.
Oh, wow.
So that's one. Then the school is severely understaffed, and this workload tells on our lecturers most times. So I don't know how they can do that. Like employ more people. There are so many of us. I mean, look at our BTS here. This young man can make a very good lecturer.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's high time they start scouting new lecturers.
Yeah.
And I also feel like they should be open-minded. Our lecturers are not open-minded to a whole lot of things. There's so much happening in the world now. Then our curriculum is so outdated. There's innovations coming out every day in this particular field. I don't know about other fields, but this particular there are so many innovations coming. But you see, they are still teaching you what they did in 1973. That most of them, they are even outdated. I think there's this drug said that is no more in use. But they still use it.
For real.
And I'm telling you, there are so many of those kind of things that I feel government can come in and regulate or restructure. Yeah, thank you. So that's my main take on it.
Okay. Aside all these things you mentioned, personally, I feel like the government of Nigeria, they really need to step up their game in the education sector.
And the health sector.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know, but this strike of a thing, it really affected me on my side. I don't know if it did affect you guys. I don't know.
Affected us, yes.
It did was graduated in 2020.
I graduated this year.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Coming to UNEC, you know UNEC is a vibrant place, owing to the fact that it's located at the heart of Enugu. So I don't know, how did you guys manage to cope with balance your social life and then your academic activities? Owing to the fact that in UNEC, almost stress plenty. I don't know how many people do that.
I think she answered this question. Social
Okay.
I don't think I'm a social butterfly if you ask me.
I mean, I feel like I spend most of my time at home. But how do you manage? If I want to answer that question, how did I manage social life with stress? I don't really carry a lot of things on my head like that. I don't need to carry stress on my head like that. So if it works, it works. If it doesn't work. And ahead, something like that. That's my kind of mindset. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, So I'm not the most serious. Let's put it like that. So it was quite easy to balance going out or hanging out with friends or planning social events. Yes, just calming down most of the time. So I won't say I'm a social butterfly, but I didn't really take a lot of things too seriously to make me rigid, So if I get stressed, good, I just do something that makes me happy. That's how I balance my whole school life and social life. Thank you.
Wow. Now, Jane, do you have anything to say?
No.
So, Nosogi, aside balancing your social life and education in terms of the medical school, how have you been able to manage your relationship? I mean, dating.
That's a very sensitive question.
And I feel like dating in 2024 should be a topic for another kind of podcast.
Yeah, actually.
Because the whole lot. Well,
Gender is the whole lot.
What do you mean by gender is the whole lot?
Okay, I've always been this kind of person that I don't meet pleasure at work. The relationships I've had, I've always been clear that it's school first and school, and I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that until I'm done.
Yeah.
So I feel like being clear with your partner at the start makes things a whole lot easier. And then having an understanding partner too just makes like generally. So but I'm single and searching.
Period.
Yeah. So it's been a whole lot on today's podcast. So moving on, Nurse Jane, having experienced this profession, like having gone for medical postings in different hospitals, different areas, what's your experience and how do you think, do you feel like these postings have prepared you for the real nursing, to face the world?
To some extent, because from this posting I got to realize that theory is far different from practical.
Yeah.
Especially with experience in UNTH. I mean, what you see in textbook is quite different from what you see in the world. Most times you end up with devices and that's really very sad. So, but I actually like the fact that, let's say, if you eventually leave the country, let's say you want to go and practice in another country, UK for example, you will have to undergo some training, like for a short period of time, so you get accustomed to their system. Because it seems as if Nigerian healthcare system is whack, because we do more of improvisation. Like when you're supposed to get, let's say maybe a patient's blood sample, they have medical control, using a tourniquet to apply the blood, all those things like that. I feel the postings to some extent it comes with, well, maybe during internship, maybe once I moved from UNTH now to maybe having some experiences in other healthcare facilities, then maybe I'll probably try to compare my experiences from both angles and say, okay, if this place helps me to some extent compared to the clinical postings I had in school, but it's helping me understand my nursing profession to some extent.
I will just say this. The first time I assisted in the delivery was one of my clinical experiences. So in the course of, I think that was 400 level. So we did a course, and part of the program was that we should go for a clinical experience. So I assisted. and it was amazing. So I like the fact that universities incorporate clinical experiences because what we do most in this BNS is theoretical compared to our sister school of nursing. So, but I feel like they can still do better. They can still do better. Like School of Nursing now, there was a rigid practical based experience. Like it was very rigid, and they were monitored and they were guided. But we now from University of Nigeria, we go to the hospital and we just be chilling. You know, I like the fact that we're chilling there because it reduced the workload for us. But in the long run, it's not really for us. I mean, we're entering the labor market soon, and most of all these things we avoided them. We'll be the ones doing them now, and most of us don't even know how to do these things. So I feel like we should be going for clinical experience and clinical things. We should be mentored properly. We should be guided. Yeah, should be monitored. They should, most of the things we even do there, we don't even know what we're doing. And if we have proper guidance and people tell me, okay, do this, that make the experience better. Well, they assume that, I feel like they assume that you're ready because so
What a very nice one. That's a very nice one. Let's talk about after school now. There have been cases where I hear that nurses in Nigeria are underpaid and the stress rate is very high. They are not being taken care of at all. So it's about this jackpacking. I want to know, like, what are your plans? Are you planning on leaving us here?
I've already booked my flight.
Is that serious?
That's unfortunately that serious. And the country is not making it any easier, because I don't know. Let's not talking about the country anyway. But the country is not making it any easier for jack-up plans to actually happen. So
yeah, I've heard of policies. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard of something like that.
It's true, and they are just trying so hard to restrict so many ways. Because what are you trying to? You've not taking care of the country to make it conducive for its people. We are forcing the people to stay in the country. Great Britain did not do this one.
Well, I don't know. Do you think nurses outside can actually help nurses in Nigeria?
Personally, the problem of nurses leaving the country is the country. I feel like if this country is the same thing as the UK, why are you going anywhere? Who wants to be a foreigner and another person? Nobody wants to be a foreigner. Everybody wants to stay in their own land. Everybody wants to be in their own home. Home is always so. The reason people are leaving is not because they just feel like, or they just like the white people better.
They're searching for better possibilities.
Yes, survival. They're looking for everybody's on survival mode.
They're looking for money.
They're looking for money to, improve yourself. And the country is not making it easy for people to grow. If the country just keeps you in one spot, you're actually working harder than people there.
Yes.
And probably earning
On that page.
lower than them.
So 40K.
Nurses outside helping nurses inside, I don't think the only way they will help us is to help us to leave.
Yeah.
They can help us to leave. But the main thing is that we need government really needs to work on this our country to make medical professionals to actually stay instead of leaving. Work on the medical field, work on the pay, work on the equipment, conditions, everything. If those things are put in place, I don't think personally anybody would want to just go to another person's land and that's it.
That's a very nice one.
And even if people leave, it will still be the rate will be lower, lesser than what it is now.
At the end of the day, we are able to make known the fact that the Drapa syndrome is actually a government fault. But do you think there's something there's a kind of a policy the government needs to carry out to make sure that nurses they don't leave and then they are good?
They should bring down that one they've already made.
Yeah, it's the whole verification saga. I think I don't it's not really making sense that they are restricting nurses from leaving the country because most nurses don't leave the country just to go and work. leave the country to study, like maybe for master's degree, and then their license will be verified from their home country. So like it's disturbing everything, not just working nurses, but also nurses outside the country schooling. So they should bring down that policy because it's restricting the whole nursing profession as a whole from growing. Because if you check other countries like India, what they do mostly is that they make sure that they train more nurses. It's more like a foreign exchange stuff. Like they train more nurses such that those people going out doesn't really affect the people staying outside. And people staying outside, you should make sure they improve the working condition for people staying inside, because what does 40k do for a nurse in a month? It's not really nice.
Nurse that doesn't have time for her family, she spends most of her time in the hospital, and then at the end of the day come back home. 40,000.
I mean,
if you're not with your family, is it for that is your pay when you come back home should be what, you could take your children on trip.
It should give you
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't even compensate for the money we spend in trying
In
to
school.
in school. In trying to gain the
High license.
license. Not just license, so you register for exam.
You work for
Then
a
you
year
register
and
for
you not even
licensure.
saved how much you spent in school.
It's sad.
In summary, we've been able to identify the fact that everything happening, the Japa syndrome and everything, is actually the fault of the government. But on our own side as citizens and you guys as nurses, do you think there is anything you can do? Like, do you think, because I've seen cases of negligence and all that. I don't know, is there anything you can do to step up the game of the health sector in Nigeria?
Okay, does anybody want to go? I think the decision starts with you as a person. Because that negligence of a thing, it's so bad. I actually lost a loved one. That's kind of thing. So it's something that I can relate with on a personal level. So personally, I've made up my mind. If I'm going into this profession, I'm going to do it with everything I have. Intentionally, I'm going to give it my all. And it means like double checking when you need to double check, going through the process you need to go through when you need to go through the process, and at some point you might even need to bring out your own money, because you find out that especially with all these very chronic illnesses like cancer and the rest, you find out that people would have spent their money, and I've just decided personally that I'm going to do this profession and do it well and take it like a personal kind of thing. So I feel like it begins because there's this, everybody's monitoring right now. I feel like that is what is driving, because I've heard nurses say if they do this one, how much are they even paying you?
Everybody's losing that sense of humanity.
Yes, so I've just made up my mind that I will do this profession and I will do very well. That's just it.
That's a very nice one. Yes. Every change starts with us.
It's you.
So it's been an insightful conversation we've had here. Before we close, I don't know if you have any final words you have to give our viewers, especially nursing aspirant.
Don't come to the neck. Go somewhere else.
Really?
Don't get me wrong. I've actually told someone the same thing. Don't come to your neck. Your neck is stressful. But at the end of the day, if you think about it, everywhere is stressful. This is Nigeria.
Just choose
you
your
think that your own is the worst. You look at your name and like, So I mean, if you want to come to your neck, that's, God be with you, God is your strength. But just know that you're coming to your neck, there's a lot of energy that you have to put. They're going to, even after you graduated, they'll squeeze you.
And the billings never end.
The billing so hassle.
I'm done with school and I'm
still very money. Makes sense.
So the billing never ends. If you are coming to study nursing, have more, like work of it, stock somewhere.
I mean, not stuck somewhere, but always don't watch your, finances.
Please don't watch your finances. Because that money is still finished.
It's still finished.
No, but just have money, have enough money. Don't
Have
come
your
from
billing of money.
Have a skill.
Have people that you know you are billing.
And don't be shameless when you are billing. Oh.
Don't be
Don't be
shameless.
shameless.
I did nothing.
I mean, yeah, that's it.
Oh, good.
We hope and we pray that you succeed in your nursing journey as we have
So it's a privilege having you guys today, and I'm so happy. Thank you very much for honoring our invitation.
Thank you.
And with that, we've come to the end of our podcast today. Do well to subscribe if you're a first time viewer, and to my returning viewers, you are really everything. I love you guys. Do well to like, share your comment in the comment section, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.